What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. Alright guys, let's talk about something that a lot of you guys are still confused about, and I think this is going to be a very important topic for everybody to understand, and that is how the best weapon in the game right now works. No, we're not talking about Winterfang because we did a whole video on that. You guys can check out the live testing or the summary video and see if it's actually worth pulling. What I'm referring to is the new best weapon. Like I said in my last video, long live Stormbringer. Right? And that is now considered, in my opinion, the best weapon in the game, especially when it comes down to sport. Now, a lot of people seem to have it confused on exactly how this functions and why this is considered the best weapon. So I'm going to show you guys through gameplay and through explanation why this is going to be the best weapon in the game and why you absolutely want to get yourself a copy to A5 as soon as possible. So we're going to do the full breakdown here for you guys, and then I'm going to show you guys via gameplay exactly why this is what it is. All right, so let's start off with that first. So first thing about Stormbringer, at A0 you absolutely want to get 300 points into your strength. Okay, now that is the stats over here. You guys understand how this works already. Getting 300 here gives you guys the buff that this offers, and that is going to be a very important one because that now gives you guys the Awakened Storm buff, which gives you guys the super armor, gives you guys 200% more damage from the weapon, your attack increased by 30%, your precision increased by 5%, etc. Right? So everything here matters quite a bit. So this is imperative. You have to have 300 strength in SJW stats. Okay, this is a very simple one. Everyone understands that. All right, so now let's go over to A1. Now this is where a lot of people get things confused, and I don't blame you because it is written really poorly. Now before I go on any further with this, I do want to remind everybody, content creator program is still going on. We got ourselves brand new codes coming out very soon. I've got 3 active codes and a new one on the way, so make sure guys you click that support button, get yourself into the program. I send out codes daily. For those who are wondering why your codes aren't in, they probably are. Just look a little further down in your coupon history and they're a little bit jumbled up. I don't know why they've done that, but it is available, guys, so go click that, support your boy, get yourself some free codes. Now with that being said, A1, Gathering Storm. This here is activated when you use a weapon skill, a basic skill with wind. Okay, any wind skill. This is important, right? This activates Stormstrike. Now this is where people have it confused. At A1, any weapon or any skill that you use for this amount of time while Stormstrike is around will get 1,600% of your attack. This is important, guys. Okay, this is important. I'll show you how this works. And then on top of that, of course, you can get up to 2 stacks of Tempest Mark. Now I'm going to show you guys the most optimal way to activate this, and we're going to show it through gameplay. All right, now A2, this is going to be your wind damage doing more. Hailstorm now does you're using Hailstorm decreases the user's damage taken by 50% for 3 seconds when you're casting it. Now your Tempest Mark does double the debuff, so increases damage by 10% stacking twice, increases wind damage by 15% stacking twice. Now this is not the key element here, but it's still important. All right, so this is now doing more damage again. Now Stormstrike here at A5 becomes 3,200% instead of 1,600, so you're doubling it and you're getting MP back, plus your Tempest Mark will now, I believe, does the exact same thing. That doesn't change. Okay, now that we understand how this works, let me explain to you guys why this is all so important and why this is the best weapon in the game. So I'm going to just take you guys really quickly into a guild boss battle. All right, I'm going to show you guys the numbers when you're doing this correctly. So let me just remove everybody from the list. Right there, we're going to form this team. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys why this is so important. I'm going to go ahead and put on the staff here. All right, and we're going to show you guys how this actually works. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different examples. So first thing I'm going to point out, for wind skills, the best one to use here, there's 2. For the fastest Stormstrike debuff or Tempest Mark debuffs to be added on, high speed rotation is a must. Okay, it's a must, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why. So I'm going to put it right here, put it on, and you guys will see exactly how this functions. All right, now watch the staff. This is important. Okay, you guys need to see how the staff works. So I'm going to do 2 different examples. All right, I'm going to show you guys an example of using the weapon, the staff by itself. Okay, watch the staff by itself. We'll take the numbers down. Watch. There we go. This is A4 staff, by the way. All right, you guys see that? I did 24.595 million damage. All right, so let's go open up Notepad. So let's just go with staff, no buff, no Stormstrike buff, equals 24.6. We'll say 24.6 million. Okay, that's no buff. All right, we understand that. We're all good with that. Cool. Now, Watch what happens if I do this properly. All right. First thing we're going to do, or I can do it incorrectly even. Here, watch. We'll do this first, Stormstrike first, and then watch the staff after, okay? So that was a non-crit. All right, so 14.44. Here, you know what? We'll try it again. Try to get one with a crit. There we go. So 30.889. Now, why is this the improper way to do it? I'm showing you guys right now why, okay? So you guys can still see the damage was still there, right? So we still did it with that. So if I put the numbers up here for you, so with Stormstrike, but with Staff and Stormstrike, we did 30.9 million. Okay? Now watch. Watch when you do it correctly, okay? We'll do it again. We'll get closer. 1, 2. Bam. There you guys go. 41.234, right? And this is an A4 staff. Now I'm going to show you guys other examples real quick. Now, why is this happening, right? Why is this happening? A lot of people are asking the question, why is this happening? So with staff and Stormstrike with proper rotation, so 41.2 equals 41.24 million. Now look at the difference. This is no Stormstrike. This is with Stormstrike, wrong rotation. And this is with the staff with the proper rotation. All right, look at the difference in damage, guys. It's huge. Right now, look, I can take this out and do this again now with DKD, right? We'll do DKD as well too. I'll show you guys exactly how this works. Now, again, it's important you have to get the 2 debuffs on there to maximize the amount of damage you do, the Tempest Marks, right? So let's go ahead and take this out. Let's put this in. Now watch. Right, we're going to do this together again. So we're going to go ahead and do this. 1 and 2. Now the beauty with that is that your wind damage right away activates the Stormstrike, right? So that's the beauty of that one. Right, so again, if I were to crit, we did 25 million there. If I were to crit on the DKDs, we'd probably get more damage even. Right, 1, 2, 23 million. Right, and again, this is not even win day. You have to remember that, right? And this is what makes with DKD so powerful is you get both the mark and the Stormstrike up at the same time. So if I were to do it a little differently, though, let's just say I put the rotation in now, 1, 2, and I do DKD after, I get both attacks in there, 33.9. Right? So your goal simply is to make sure that number 1, Stormstrike is active, right? And then when Stormstrike is active, you can then maximize the amount of damage you do. Now this again can be done with anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be DKD, and this is why the staff and Stormbringer are so powerful together, right? And a lot of people don't understand. I just want to explain because people are like, oh, it doesn't apply Pain, but it actually does. As a matter of fact, it does. It does apply every single time. So having yourself a proper Stormbringer will maximize the damage you do when done properly every single time with every single weapon you have. This is why it is the strongest weapon in the game. So again, I'm going to show you guys in the video with proper pausing and just buffs and everything. You guys will see how it works. All right, there you guys go. I hope this kind of explained it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.